This is Karen with newclevelandradio.net, and it is time for Conversation with Comics with No Coffee. And I see you have a bottle of water there. Good guy.
Mhm.
So this weekend at Hilarities here in Cleveland, we are having some great comedy. In fact, Michael, and I hope I say the last name right, Palasak.
That you nailed it.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. I nailed it.
that's
Uh,
impressive.
so Michael is originally from Chicago, now
Mhm.
living in LA, and stand-up comic. And past year probably has been a tough one for you, like so many in the entertainment world. So what's it like being back out on the road?
Um, I feel like I forget how much I miss it, and then I get to do it again. It's like, oh, that's what it is. So I feel like while I had the time off, I didn't really realize what I was missing until I got it back, and I was like, this is really nice.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you got your start in Chicago.
Yes. I was actually born in Cleveland, but my parents moved when I was very young. Yeah, my dad got a job in Buffalo, New York when I was 3, and then they ended up in Chicago when I was in college, which was like a great city to start out, like to have a place to live in. So I moved home after college, and I would just do all the open mics, and I took like improv classes at Second City, and it was a great environment for me at the time.
Now, you just made a really good comment, which a lot of people don't quite get. And it's that you did a lot of open mics.
Hmm.
That's the way to get noticed, whether it's in comedy or any of the other performing arts, until
Yes.
you get in front of a stage and you know how people are responding.
I listened to an interview that Jerry Seinfeld did probably in like the 80s when I was driving home from college one year. And he just said how he would just go up every single night. And so that's what I did my best to do. One of my friends was trying to do the same thing too. And he just had we would go to music open mics. We did a poetry open mic a lot and would just do stand up, and people didn't like it. But that was just like, I mean, they were nice. Poetry open mic crowds are the worst crowds though. They're just like so pretentious. I don't know. There's it's like it was late to it was really fun looking back, and they did laugh when they were good jokes, and that was I gained whatever success I have in my life. I'm appreciative to people that came to open mics and laughed, because it's definitely something you need.
Well, and we appreciate when people come out, especially during the pandemic,
Hmm.
place like Hilarities. And for those of you listening, we've been down there numerous times since they were allowed to reopen. And it is probably one of the cleanest, safest venues that you can go to in this area. So nobody should be afraid to go out.
Hmm.
Um, and, great, great shows. So here you are in Cleveland. What can we expect when we come to the show?
Yeah. So my shows are always clean. So like if you like that, that's good. And if you don't like it, hopefully you don't even notice because you're laughing. Um, I was raised Catholic. My parents are pretty strict growing up. So I just sort of wasn't allowed to talk like that. And then when I started doing stand up, it was in the early 2000s when the only way to get on TV was to not use words like that. So I sort of went that way with my career. And so people can expect that. Also, like I've done like sets on Stephen Colbert and James Corden and Tonight Show, and so if people want, they can Google that and see what that's like, and it's very simple. Like it's new stuff, but that's my style.
So, have you made any new jokes regarding the pandemic, or do you stay away from anything that controversial?
No, I have. I feel like you can sort of talk about anything on stage. So I like the one thing I thought was interesting is when it all sort of started, people's reactions. Like I like the labeling process. Like the first way we said to be careful was flatten the curve, and I was like, I don't know if enough people in our country remember algebra that well to use that. I was a math minor and I don't remember what that like flatten the curve. So I think there was a lot out there that was fun to sort of react to and explore.
So what's it like out in California right now? Because I understand they just started reopening restaurants and places. Um,
Yeah.
is it much of a ghost town, or are people really getting out now?
Yeah, they've only opened outside. That's the only thing that's been opened, and um, people are just going. Like the first day, if you didn't know it was open, you would just see tons of people. I don't like they were still socially distanced and stuff. So I think people want to get out, and luckily they're able to. So
Well, and luckily the weather is a little bit warmer out there. And
yes,
luckily the fires are out, so we don't have smoke.
it's a
Um,
good season right now.
but now it's a great season, and you're here in Cleveland with snow and cold. I know you grew up in that in Cleveland, Buffalo, and
Yeah,
Chicago,
yeah.
but is it a shock to your system to come back here?
So I've been out in LA for about 10 years, and I would used to be so stupid. I'd come back during the holidays or winter and I would just be like, I'll be fine. And then I would just be destroyed. So this year I had two coats, two scarves, hat, gloves. And I heard today it's bad, but I got in Wednesday and it was like 30s, and yesterday was 30. So it hasn't been too bad. I've been holding my own, but I'm protecting myself.
Well, it's probably a good thing, especially downtown by the lake. It's a little bit windier, almost like Chicago. So
Yeah.
you're used to that. So are you booking yourself quite a bit now that places are starting to open, and will you be traveling more?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Like before Christmas, there was a couple weeks that I got to do, and then things slowed down, and then it's kind of like once a month right now. I'm open to working as much as people are comfortable with. So I'm just sort of taking it as it comes, whatever works out.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I know tonight you have two shows at 6 and I believe 8:30.
I think they moved it back to 7 because the
Oh,
the curfew got lifted.
okay. So they
So
did change it back. Okay.
I'm at 7 Friday and Saturday, and then Mike Paramour is the second show on Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they decided that maybe people who come to the second show don't want it so clean, maybe.
No, I think so. Yeah.
And Mike Paramour is terrific as well. So,
Yes.
you can't lose by going down there at all.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, when you traveled, is there other comics that you prefer to work with, or are you just open to whoever's on the bill?
Yeah. I want the club to be able to pick whoever they want because they like my job is to do the show and their job is to put together a good show. Uh, that being said, if they ask me, I have people who I like that I think are really funny that I want to be able to work clubs like this that I think are really great. So I'll take that chance to try to introduce them to the club and be like, can you bring this person? And there's a comedian named Ting Combi out of St. Louis that I've had to cancel multiple shows on because of the pandemic, but he's really funny and great to work with. And it's always nice to be able to, I don't know, allow someone else to do work too.
So you've been on a number of TV shows, as you mentioned, and
Mhm.
that will be in the bio of the show. But is there any one show that um, you felt really helped display your talent better?
Yeah, I feel like when Letterman had his show, that style of comedy that was on the show and that the way they produced it, like it was in a theater and it really felt like a live show. And Eddie Brill, who booked it at the time, was like really sort of uh, that was his job. And there's some Corden does a good job now too. I feel like that's the most comparable. They and Tonight Show did too. But I feel like Letterman was just in a theater, so it just felt like a normal show where the crowd was really into it. And so I felt like whenever you get people who want to laugh, it's more fun.
Well, laughing is important. And that's one of the things we talk about a lot on most of our podcasts is that, you could wake up in the morning like I did today and I saw snow all over the place, which I wasn't expecting because where we live, we've been lucky all week long, like no new snow. Uh, and so today is my busy day and it's like, oh my gosh, look at all that snow.
Yeah.
I just came back in the house and I said, you know what, I got to laugh about it because it's due and it's February in
Yeah,
Northeast Ohio.
yeah,
Um, that shouldn't keep people away from getting out. Just drive a little safer
yeah,
and be careful.
yeah.
So
I drove in from Chicago, so if I can do that, you can come in wherever you're coming in.
I was going to ask if you were going to get to go to Chicago to see your family.
Yeah, I flew in a day early and I saw them, and it was funny. I checked in with them because I wanted them to feel comfortable, and I got COVID tested before I left, and everything was fine. And my dad was just always very encouraging, you know. And then I get here and there's all this snow. I was like, "You just wanted someone to help shovel. That's what you wanted. You, oh, you haven't seen me, yeah, but also I'm helping now, so that's kind of."
Hey, what are children for?
I
Okay.
was happy to help. They have so I've never seen so much snow there, and you know, like the driveway had like two cars, but there was only one car that could get in, so I tried to like move it out, and he was very grateful, I think.
I'm sure he was. I
Yeah.
know my son lives downtown Chicago and
Mm,
basically has not left his condo for the last year.
mm.
Um, but the other day he said that he had to shovel off his balcony because he was afraid that the balcony was going to cave in. So
Wow.
that was quite an interesting, thought. Wait a second, you're up on like the eighth or ninth floor and you have to shovel. But there was probably about a foot of snow right on his patio. So, um,
I
hey,
feel
well,
bad for the people that live below him. It's like, where is it? I thought it stopped.
yeah,
Where is this coming from?
exactly. So, this is not your first visit to Cleveland, obviously,
Mhm.
and to Hilarities.
Yeah.
Um, is there another club in addition to Hilarities that you find really accommodating to comics?
Yes. Well, starting out in Chicago, Zanies is the club there, and they're very much supportive of me. And then there's other cities that are just really nice, like the Comedy Club on State in Madison, Wisconsin, Acme Comedy Club in Minneapolis, Skyline in Appleton, Wisconsin. It seems like I started out in Chicago, so I have those connections, but also it seems like the Northeast, or not Northeast, the Northern Plains states just really like to laugh, and the people that are there are really nice. So I feel like like I recorded my last album at Acme in Minneapolis, and it was like the best week of my career almost. I mean, up to that point, it was just really fun, and everyone was really nice, and yeah.
So, if people want to find you, what's the best way to find you?
Yeah, so my name is Michael Palascak, Palascak, and I have a website which is michaelpalascak.com. And if they go there, I have a lot of my TV sets on my website, but you can also type that into YouTube. And then I'm on Instagram at Michael Palascak and Twitter, and yeah,
Well, we appreciate you coming on early this morning.
yeah,
Luckily, you aren't quite on LA time. You're more on Central time.
yeah,
So
yeah.
um, it's pretty good. And again, tonight and tomorrow night at 7 o'clock
Hmm.
at Hilarities 4th Street Theater in Cleveland, Ohio. And I just encourage everybody get out, have some fun, laugh, and you know, tomorrow will be a new day again.
Yeah, yeah. It's the best medicine, they say. So
Absolutely. Well,
yeah.
thank you very much, and we'll be talking to you soon. Have a
Sounds
good
good. Thank
day.
you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye now.
Bye.